CIT 1123 Instructional Packet Tracer Video 645. This is a little bit of a weird lab. They're going to get you set off in the right foot with static NAT, but we're taking into account that NAT is actually running on PC1 and PC L1 at already. So it's a little strange. So step one does, to me, was a little confusing. They're like, hey, run the simulation project, and you'll see that you can't get to 172.16.6.1 from PC1 or L1, which is absolutely true because that's a private address range, and you're not going to be able to push a private address range through the internet. So that's kind of a silly thing to do. But if we just took a look at PC1 just to start with and said, all right, let's try and get to the server over here through the internet and see if we can ping 100.50.1. It's failing, right? So something's not right. We can't get to it. If we tried to ping 172.16, 172.16.16.1, this is going to be bad too because first, I mean, you're better off with 64 because that's a public IP address. So 172.16, it could be anywhere. If that happened to exist in the same network that PC1 is on, it would go to that. And it wouldn't matter. I mean, NAT's going to take care of it. It wouldn't matter if there was a 172.16.16 on this subnet over here, and this device is 172.16.1.1. It doesn't matter because we're going to use the public addresses as we cross the internet. So the first thing they give you there is a little strange. I just don't understand why they posted that. And I would just say, just skip that piece right there altogether and go directly to step to, not altogether, but just go, okay, I understand PC1 and L1 can't get to server 1. Great. Let's fix router 1 and make that happen. Now, router 1 is the gateway for this network over here on the right. So let's set NAT up on it and let's get it working. So first thing they ask you to do when we get into this is do a show run with a pipe for include NAT. So we do show run and then pipe and then include and then NAT. Include is just a statement that says anything that has the word NAT in it, show it to me. And guess what we get? We get nothing. So NAT's not running on this. Do a show IP NAT trans, see if anything's working, trans for translations, and it's not set up. So if we do a show run, we're going to see that there's no NAT stuff posted here. The interfaces don't have NAT inside-outside statements. There's no access list. There's no static NAT statements, IP NAT inside source lists, static. None of that's there. So that's what they're getting to in step 2. So it's kind of like hey, I'm a magician. Look, there's nothing up my sleeve. There's nothing up this sleeve. But now we're going to do some magic. So part 2, we're going to start doing some magic. So configure static NAT NAT statements. We're going to add this command into router 1, and let's go ahead and do that. So this is a static NAT translation. I've recommended already many times to not do this, but for the purposes of 16.16.1. Here, we'll make this a little bit bigger. For the purposes of just learning how it works, this isn't such a bad thing. And then we're going to set 172.16.16.1, the inside address of server 1, to the outside address 64.100.50.1. And that's done. Cool. All right. Now we just have to tell the router which side is the inside and which side is the outside. So we just mapped a statement. IPNAT inside source static 172.16.1.1. So the IP address of this server, if we could look at it, is 172.16.16.1. Great. One of the public IP addresses that is assigned on the internet over to router 1 is 64.100.50.1. That is one of the public addresses that have been assigned over here. Okay, so that statement being flipped, we're in a pretty good space. Let's go ahead and add IPNAT inside and IPNAT outside to this router, and we should be good to go. So now it says configure the interfaces. So let's go int g0/0 IPNAT inside, because that's the side that touches the 172.16 network, and we'll go int s 0/0/0, which is the outside, IP NAT outside, and that is set and good and works. And now we can do a couple things. Let's go to PC, and let's go back to command prompt, and let's do 2 up arrows. We'll go 64, 100, 51, and this one should work. Oh, come on, work. Otherwise, it'll end the video. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. All right, so that worked. But you know what's not going to work is this is still going to fail because that's not a globally unique address. Hopefully that pulls a little bit into it. If we look at router 1 and we want to see some show commands that show us that NAT is working, we can do show IP NAT trans. And when you have a static NAT translation, it's going to show you the inside-outside addresses. And you can see that there. We can see the translations there. Let me stretch that out. That looks pretty good. And if we want, and those are those pings that we just sent. And if we wanted to see the statistics for NAT, so IP show IP NAT stat, and you can see the statistics for NAT, and you can see the 3 hits, 4 misses, so on and so forth. So no big deal there. That pretty much completes a 645.